All right. So Teresa says, long story short, I am no longer at my previous job. So I am working full time on my practice, but don't have any clients yet. So would love suggestions for running full tilt on practice, on building my practice. Teresa, I would love to invite you to be one of the panelists here so I can ask you some questions. So tell me, you don't have to go into all the details if you don't want to about losing your job. First, sorry to hear that.
Oh, it was a choice. There were some unethical things that were going on that I found out about, including they weren't paying me and things like that. So I needed to get out of there. Luckily, my husband is the main breadwinner and is super supportive of it.
Yeah.
But now I need to build up my practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start with, so you have no clients right now, but what kind of infrastructure do you have in place? Do you have your website in place? What all do you have in place?
Yeah, I have my website up. It needs a lot of altering, so I'm going to continue to work on that. Of course, I'm a little nervous about my niching. I work with women who are going through or have experienced divorce. So that's on my homepage, which my fear is of like that being on my homepage that people may click off if it doesn't apply to them. But
sure. What's your website? I'll pull that up and take a look at it.
Well, I changed it recently, but you're welcome to pull it up. It's www.clearvistacounseling.com.
Clear, like CLEAR?
Yes.
Clearvistacounseling.com. All right.
Yeah. I had changed it actually to where my my front page is now much more general in case old clients want to find me, because I expected several would. But I think they're being told things that aren't true, like that I'm no longer in network and things like that at the practice where I was.
Gotcha. Okay, so I see your website here. And so the first thing I wanted to start with was looking at your website, because that's going to be one of the first points of entry. People usually find people either by knowing someone that knows you, so that could be a doctor, a pastor, someone that's somehow connected to you, or just a Google search. And so your website's going to be one of the first things. So I like that you have from brokenhearted to wholehearted. One thing that I would say is under Clear Vista Counseling in the upper left, let's put your phone number right there. So it's boom, like on every page in your header.
Okay.
Good design, home services. Under services, I might build that out a little bit. So have a page that's individual counseling, couples counseling, women's counseling, kind of break down some of the services you offer.
That part I'm actually taking out, the what's in a name, so you don't even look at it.
Okay, good. I was going to say that was not my client. Sure. Let's look at your Meet Teresa. So we've got a good quality photo, great quality photos there. That's one thing that people often don't do well.
Yeah, those are my new headshots.
Sweet. You start with your ideal client at the top, so kind of connecting with them. Great job with that. Let's just check out your blog real quick. I would eliminate the date from the blog.
Okay.
And then I would focus on less like what's counseling like, and really focus on your ideal client. Like, what is anxiety? And then think about what are all the things you could go into around anxiety, life transitions, things like what to do when you find out your partner's been sleeping around, what to do. So all the things before divorce, in the middle of divorce, after divorce, if that's your specialty, I would just, during this time of extra time, just create a ton of content there on the blog and then schedule it to go out at least weekly.
Perfect.
Let's see with the Take the Step. Who did your website?
I did.
Cool. Looks good. So I'm confused. Do I want to click on Take the Step? It takes me to start the journey. I would say Take the Step should go right to your contact page, because that's a double click and you only want really one click.
Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So when we go to start the journey, just have it go to your contact page.
Okay.
I would again start with kind of who your ideal client is. So have a paragraph before we even get to your phone number. If you're ready to do counseling, kind of a lot of what you had on that previous page. And then I'm assuming this goes directly to your email. And then, overall, the website looks really good. And those of you that just kind of saw that, feel free in the comments section to say how great it looks, because I would say that, it looks good overall. There's just a few tweaks that I'd say that you want to do.
Okay, cool. And I'm trying to figure out how to get traffic going to my website after I feel like I'm
Yeah. So kind of first phase, we want to make sure your website looks good. Want to make sure we have kind of those little things put in there. And so then we want to really get blogging going, which is going to do a few things. It's going to help you rank in Google just a lot better. With every blog post, just as a rule of thumb, you want to probably link to 3 or 4 other pages on your website. So if you have one that's what is anxiety, and you write 3 other blog posts, one is depression or life transitions or what to do when you find out that your husband's been sleeping around or whatever your blog posts are, you want to then link based on whatever you're trying to rank for over to that page. And so if you're trying to rank for what to do after divorce, you want to have that anchor text of what to do after divorce to link to that page. So then when you have 5 or 6 or 7 blog posts that all link to that page saying when to get a divorce or what to do, when you're in the middle of the divorce, then it's going to rank higher in Google. And then in your bio at the end of each blog post, you want to link back to your homepage with things like Charlotte counseling, Charlotte divorce counseling, post-divorce counseling, a variety of words, because Google doesn't like it when you always have the same keyword you're linking to the homepage with.
Okay. And the other thing I've been doing a lot of is trying to network with other therapists. Sometimes I don't know if that's worth my time and money or not.
No, it's definitely worth your time. I'd say, now, especially because you just lost that other source of, well, I don't even know if it was income if they weren't paying you. But I would do things like see if you can bring coffee to their office or bring kombucha or tea to their office rather than go out to a bunch of lunches. And I would frame it around, I'd love to see your office, hear more about your practice to see if, as I have clients, if they're an appropriate referral for you. People are always interested in getting more referrals. So that kind of what's in it for them, try to frame it that way. So for a naturopathic doctor or a chiropractor, a massage therapist, what's in it for them? Why should they talk to you or spend 20 minutes, having a conversation with you? Well, because you might refer to them, and that's going to help them do some networking when you're bringing them a kombucha or, a glass of tea or something.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
I would put a ton of time right now into doing as many blog posts as you can possibly write. I would really focus on making them very kind of simple, 300 to 500 words, 3 quick points around X, Y, and Z, and then do a series of them and spit those out as much as you can. That's going to help you rank in Google. Also, do you have a Psychology Today profile?
I do.
Okay. Are your first couple lines as clear as your About page was and have all your new pictures there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And what about your Google My Business? Is that set up?
I've had some issues with it for whatever reason. The card never shows up at my door.
Okay. So I just keep working on trying to get that going. And then as soon as you get verified, try to get as many people to rate and review that aren't clients, friends, colleagues, family members that just say that you're a good quality person and they're really excited about you having a business.
Should I blog more frequently than once a week right now?
Yeah, I would say, if you could, I would start with having around 26 blog posts that are scheduled to go out weekly. So then you can, once things get going, you still have those blog posts going out. And then once you have those kind of scheduled out, I would say then go back and really start to kind of fill it in. 26, half a year. It's nice to have that just kind of ongoing, but right now you're kind of need to get clients in. So I'd say, let me change that. I'd say get like 2 months of weekly blog posts put out and then scheduled out, and then go back and fill in as many as you can. If you could have a daily blog post out, that would be insane for your SEO. I would also be doing a lot of Facebook Lives. So, pull out your earbuds and just go live and talk about, a blog post you just wrote. So you can use the same 3 points and just say, I just, talked about when you're in the midst of a divorce, here's 3 ways to just care for yourself during that process. I just wrote a blog post over at my website, but I wanted to share that with you here on Facebook. I put a link to that blog post in the comment section there.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Cool.